most famous duck on the planet takes on the most famous dad in Iowa's 2-minute shooting drill. Now, how many do you think I'll make as a former Wall Street banker who didn't start teaching myself how to hoop until I was 21 years old? Actually, the better question is how many do you think you would make? Because whatever number you have in your head right now, take off at least 6 or 7. Because this might look easy, but I literally had trouble catching my breath after the 2 minutes was up. Which was really weird because it was only like a brisk jogging pace across the baseline. But you start to feel it heavy once you pass the 1 minute mark. Now, although Max and I come from 2 completely different basketball backgrounds, we both share the same exact perspective and outlook on this game. 1, basketball is by far the best hobby one could pursue with respect to improving your physical and mental well-being as an adult, while providing strong ancillary benefits like community, friendships, and life skills that scale off the court. Leadership, accountability, discipline, empathy, communication, etc. Much better than just lifting, as sport-specific athleticism is different than just strength. And if you don't use it, you'll lose it. And it's objectively far superior to other fitness-based communities like tennis, golf, run club. But that leads us to point number 2. Unlike those other hobbies that for the most part are inclusive and welcoming, basketball culture is our own worst enemy. Not only are most casuals toxic and delusional, like thinking you can outshoot Max, but hoopers are historically elite. If an accountant says, hey, I just spent 2 hours at the range working on my short game, and I also just hired a swing coach to help fix my mechanics, no one bats an eye. If they say, I just signed up for a marathon and I'm going to be training real hard for the next 6 months, watching my diet, running 10 miles every morning, everyone unanimously applauds that, as they should. But if that same accountant says, hey, I just spent an hour putting up shots or working on my handle, everyone all of a sudden doesn't understand. Why are you wasting your time? You're not going to the league, bro. What the f is wrong with you? Let's take a scratch golfer, a good marathon runner, and a hooper who averages at least 20 and 5 in his men's league. 9 times out of 10, the hooper washes the rest with respect to physical and mental capability, athleticism, reaction time, decision-making, teamwork, a global community. I mean, you simply cannot beat the beauty of basketball. And that's why I with Max Heavy, because in our own unique way, we're trying to change the culture of basketball and how it should be perceived. Why is it normalized to shame people for spending their free time doing what they love, especially when all it's doing is improving your physical and mental well-being? Anyways, not too shabby for a little old dabbler like me. But what Max said in his video stands true. 99% of y'all are not out shooting this man. Period. Full stop. Quack, quack, say it back.